A new megastructure is set to redefine the landscape between Canada and the US, marking a historic leap in cross-border connectivity. The Gordie Howe International Bridge, a 2.5-kilometer marvel, will become North America's longest cable-stayed bridge, stretching across the Detroit River to link Detroit, Michigan, with Windsor, Ontario. With 6 lanes for vehicles, plus a 3.7-meter wide path for pedestrians and cyclists, this $6.4 billion project stands out as one of the most complex infrastructure builds in recent history. Spanning 853 meters, the main bridge deck will be anchored by 220-meter towers, the tallest in the region, capable of supporting 216 massive stay cables. Once completed, it'll connect the Canadian Highway 401 directly to the American I-75. But with ambitious construction comes unparalleled challenges. How will this engineering feat impact the region and the economies that depend on it? Let's find out. This is Megalith. Please subscribe and never miss an update on the best mega projects. The Detroit-Windsor corridor stands as one of North America's essential trade routes, linking Canada and the United States. This vital artery, facilitating approximately $3.6 billion in goods every day, drives immense economic activity, impacting businesses and consumers on both sides of the border. For nearly a century, the privately owned Ambassador Bridge, a 4-lane crossing constructed in 1929, has served as the primary link across the Detroit River. However, as trade volumes have surged, the bridge has struggled to keep pace. Its limited capacity has transformed it into a significant bottleneck, often leading to congestion that stalls the flow of goods and travelers. Although the nearby Detroit-Windsor Tunnel offers some additional capacity, it remains inadequate to meet the corridor's escalating demands, placing immense strain on the infrastructure and adversely affecting the economies of both nations. By the early 2000s, the need for a new solution was urgent. Studies highlighted the risks posed by the aging infrastructure to the flow of goods across North America, threatening supply chains and increasing economic losses from delays. These challenges set the stage for an ambitious plan: a modern bridge to alleviate congestion and create a seamless connection between major US and Canadian highways. In 2012, a historic partnership between the Canadian government and Michigan formalized this vision, leading to the development of the Gordie Howe International Bridge, a new crossing poised to redefine the corridor for future generations. Construction began in 2018, and the project is transforming the landscape on both sides of the river. Once completed, the bridge will span 2.5 kilometers, making it the longest cable-stayed bridge in North America. With 6 lanes, 3 in each direction, the bridge will be able to handle a vastly greater volume of traffic than its predecessor, relieving pressure on the Ambassador Bridge. Additionally, the design includes separate paths for pedestrians and cyclists, a first for the Detroit-Windsor crossing. Supported by 2 220-meter towers, the bridge will have no piers in the water, preserving the Detroit River's navigation routes and limiting environmental impact. Named after Gordie Howe, a hockey legend who symbolized the close bond between Canada and Detroit, the bridge is a testament to the enduring partnership between the two nations. When it opens, expected in 2025, the Gordie Howe International Bridge will create a smoother, more resilient trade route, boosting the economies of both countries and ensuring a secure, efficient crossing for decades to come. But what innovative features will make this bridge stand out against the aging Ambassador Bridge? The bridge's design was chosen not only for its visual appeal, but also for its adaptability to the environmental demands of the Detroit River. In choosing a cable-stayed structure, the engineering team could eliminate the need for disruptive piers within the riverbed, a necessity for suspension bridges that can impact shipping routes and river ecosystems. Instead, the cable-stayed design relies on 2 towering pylons to support the entire span, each pylon anchored to the riverbank with reinforced foundations, allowing uninterrupted navigation in the busy Detroit River. In total, over 200 stay cables connect the bridge deck to these 220-meter pylons, balancing the load efficiently across the structure. Each cable is crafted from dozens of metal strands bundled together and encased in weather-resistant, high-density polyethylene sleeves, ensuring durability and flexibility to withstand the area's harsh winters and high winds. Constructing the 220-meter pylons posed its own set of unique challenges. Located on either side of the river, these inverted Y-shaped towers needed solid foundations that would withstand not only the weight of the bridge, but also the region's heavy traffic and severe seasonal weather changes. Preliminary geotechnical surveys revealed that the riverbed substrate consisted of diverse and complex materials, including layers of dense clay, compacted rock, and ancient organic debris, a product of glacial formation. This variable mix demanded a careful excavation plan. Engineers drilled shafts approximately 36 meters into the bedrock, reaching past unstable surface layers to create a solid footing. These shafts were then filled with reinforced concrete to create the stable base necessary to support each tower leg. Further stability was achieved by connecting the shafts with 1,600 meters of post-tensioning cables, which compress the foundation and distribute weight evenly across the structure, enhancing resilience against shifting ground and natural forces. The process of building the main deck of the Gordie Howe International Bridge required substantial logistical planning. Initially, engineers used a balanced cantilever technique, constructing each side of the deck outward from the pylons until meeting in the middle. However, winter weather and logistical challenges necessitated a shift to an unbalanced cantilever approach. This tactic focused on completing sections closest to the pylons, known as the backspans, before extending over the river. Temporary supports were added to maintain stability until stay cables could bear the load, ensuring progress despite challenging weather and site conditions. Another core aspect of the project is the development of two expansive ports of entry, transforming cross-border processing. The Canadian port spans 53 hectares and will be the largest inspection site on the US-Canada border, featuring inbound and outbound inspection, toll booths, and commercial vehicle parking. On the American side, the 67-hectare port includes advanced inspection systems for passenger and commercial vehicles. Both ports connect directly to Canada's Highway 401 and US Interstate 75, allowing uninterrupted high-capacity cross-border traffic, ensuring rapid and efficient movement of goods and people. As part of this extensive infrastructure effort, road improvements were made to ensure seamless connections between the bridge and regional transportation networks. The Canadian side saw significant upgrades with reconfigured roads, new overpasses, and widened intersections designed to support high volumes of commercial vehicles. On the US side, the Michigan interchange was reworked to accommodate the new bridge traffic, involving the addition of ramps, connecting roads, and pedestrian bridges, ensuring smooth access to and from the bridge while maintaining connectivity to local communities. In total, nearly 3.2 kilometers of Interstate 75 were modified, adding over a dozen roadway and pedestrian bridges to enhance the flow and safety of travelers entering and exiting the bridge. The Gordie Howe International Bridge project faced further logistical challenges when the COVID-19 pandemic struck in early 2020. Lockdowns and movement restrictions caused delays in material supplies and labor shortages, complicating the construction timeline. Project managers implemented new protocols, such as staggered shifts and enhanced health measures, allowing work to continue safely. Initially set for completion in 2024, the opening was rescheduled for 2025, though a major milestone was achieved in 2023 with the connection of the main deck, symbolizing the joining of nations and marking a key moment in the project's progress. Funding for the bridge is managed through a public-private partnership, primarily financed by the Canadian government. Tolls will be collected on the Canadian side for both directions, creating a sustainable revenue stream for maintenance. The private sector partner oversees construction, maintenance, and operational efficiency, ensuring the bridge is built and maintained to the highest standards throughout its lifespan. Throughout the construction process, the project has encountered various technical and environmental obstacles that have required creative solutions. Given the structure's size and the complexities of building across an international boundary, managing environmental impact and maintaining regulatory compliance have been essential. To minimize ecological disruption, particularly in the river, engineers implemented construction practices that avoided interference with the riverbed, using the cable-stayed design to eliminate the need for piers within the waterway. Additionally, extensive coordination between Canadian and U.S. authorities helped streamline regulatory processes and resolve logistical issues related to cross-border construction activities. The project also experienced opposition from vested interests, particularly from stakeholders in the region's existing infrastructure. Legal and political challenges arose, especially from those with commercial stakes in the Ambassador Bridge. Numerous lawsuits aimed to delay the Gordie Howe Bridge's construction, claiming it would threaten the Ambassador Bridge's financial viability. Despite these hurdles, persistent negotiations and favorable court rulings on both sides allowed the project to progress. As it nears completion, the Gordie Howe International Bridge symbolizes international cooperation and shared progress, designed to meet the growing demands of trade and travel. This innovative structure will redefine connectivity across one of the world's busiest international borders. enhancing economic ties between the US and Canada for generations to come. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for updates on our latest content.